welcome to Stress Less Radio with Chere Cofield, your stress manager. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Today is February 24th. This is the last Tuesday of February, so I'm excited about today's show. I have two phenomenal guests that are going to pour into you this evening. I have Miss Cailah Brock, and she is a dynamic fitness guru, I'm going to call her. She's serious about what she does. She does a lot of good things in the community, and we'll tell you a little bit more about her as we get into the show. And then also we have Total Woman Wellness owner Delayna Watkins. And I know we're going to have some laughs. Delayna and I have known each other for some years, and we always have a good time when we get together and talk about health and wellness. She's my fellow nurse sister, so we delve into some health and wellness topics that others may not dare to touch. So I'm looking forward to talking to Delayna this evening. But as usual, anyone who has not listened to Stress Less Radio on a Tuesday evening, I always encourage you to grab your glass of wine or grab that hot cup of coffee or tea, kick your heels up, and just relax. This is an hour of relaxation, rejuvenation, and education. So it's all about you getting what you need. Our guests are definitely going to pour into you, so we want to make sure you have your notepad just in case you want to take some notes, and they give you some great tips. I want to give a shout-out to Joshua, the social media connector. If you're on Facebook or Twitter, you'll see that throughout tonight's show, he's going to be posting the major points that our special guests are going to be mentioning this evening. So if you're not a friend of Joshua Cofield, you can friend him on Facebook under Joshua Cofield, or go like his page, Josh, the social media connector. As usual, we always do a little housekeeping before we bring our guest on the show. But if this is your first time listening to the show, what we do is we have you relax, and then we have our guests pour into you. We talk about how they stress less, so maybe you can gain some tips on how you can de-stress, unwind, and relax. But for the next hour, we don't want you to worry about anything. Just listen, tune into the show, and make sure you get something valuable out of tonight's show. We want to mention some of our sponsors, as we always do each week on the show. So one sponsor that we want to shout out today is Chere Cofield International. That's right. That's my company, health and wellness company, where we educate people on stress management. That's right. You have to take care of the total person, not just a part of yourself. So make sure you guys tune in every week to this show, but also look me up online at ChereCofieldInternational.com. And also make sure you visit mwhyradio.com. You can see more about the show, Stress Less Radio with Chere Cofield, and you can find out more about all of our other hosts and shows that we have on our network throughout the week. Also, one of our other sponsors that we want to talk about is Rita Ricks. You can find her at speaktoyourspirit.com. That's speaktoyourspirit.com, as well as Coach Caprice Smith. You can reach her at capricesmith.com. Those are some of our amazing sponsors, and we thank you for being sponsors of tonight's show. Another thing we like to do on the show each week is to tell you what's going on around in the D.C., Maryland, and Virginia area. So one of the events that I'm gearing up for is not in the D.C., Maryland, and Virginia area, but I'm gearing up to leave next week to go to compete for Miss Corporate America. So I'm super excited about that. I will be leaving on Tuesday, so we'll have to make sure we get a great show ready for you guys to listen to while I'm away. And so make sure you still tune in to Stress Less Radio next week. We will have a show. I'm going to be flying out to Orlando, Florida, and I'm super excited because one of our celebrity judges is Christian Keys. If you don't know who Christian Keys is, he is an actor. He plays in a lot of plays that we listen to or watch, and also he's been in Tyler Perry movies. But look him up. Not only is he handsome, but he's very supportive of women entrepreneurs. So friend him on Facebook. Make sure you hit his like page. He's going to be one of our judges. And everyone's invited to come and join me in Orlando on the 7th. That's the actual day of the pageant. You can look for tickets at MissCorporateAmerica.com. And then you can find a way you can come on out and meet Mr. Christian Keys. I'm sure he would love to see all of you there. Another event that's going on that you don't want to miss is coming up on Saturday, April the 4th. That's the 5th annual Let's Get Serious Health, Wellness, Fitness Expo. I am super excited. Actually, both of my guests tonight are actually going to be a part of that expo, so that's even more reason to have them on the show and get excited. We'll talk a little bit about what they're going to bring to the expo, so I'm looking forward to that as well. That's it for our announcements, I think. Yeah, I think that's it for our announcements for now. So the next thing we do is always bring you a relaxation destination of the week. Relaxation destination of the week. For this week, it's going to be Puerto Rico. Yes, sweet Puerto Rico. When you're doing your relaxation exercises, when you're doing your creative visualization over the next week, think about Puerto Rico. Their weather there right now is 80 degrees. Wouldn't you love to just switch or trade places with Puerto Rico and Maryland, or D.C., Maryland, and Virginia area? Take all the snow away, all the coldness, take it away. Give me Puerto Rico all day long. They have clear skies with periodic clouds. We could deal with that. It's a little humid there. Their humidity is 82 degrees, 7 miles an hour winds. So about 10% precipitation, so you might get a little damp, but who cares? It's better than snow and rain here in Maryland. So some of the things you can do while you're taking you're doing your creative visualization while you're in Puerto Rico is try some of their famous local restaurants. They have tropical fruits. Try the rum drinks. Try their they have multiple bays, and they have some really exotic restaurants. You can hike in the tropical forest there. You can just kick back on their sandy beaches and just relax and wait for Winston to walk by, ladies. So make sure you do your creative visualization that helps you to unwind, relax, rejuvenate your mind and your body. So actually put yourself there. Feel the sun beating down on your skin. Wiggle your toes and feel the sand on your feet. Some other things you can do while you're in Puerto Rico is go horseback riding or hang gliding if you're adventurous, or just chillax. After all, you're on vacation, so open up your mind to some cultural differences and new experiences. Just slow down for a minute. Take yourself on a mini mental vacation. Go relax, and you can stay there as long as you want, as long as you don't have to go to work anytime soon. So make sure you get your creative visualization on all throughout the week. Also, by this being the last Tuesday of February, last week we talked about a famous African-American lady last week. So this week we're going to bring you the first African-American nurse for African-American History Month, since this is the last week of African-American History Month. And this week we're going to shout out Mary Eliza Mahoney. She was an RN. She was actually the first African-American nurse, and she became the first African-American nurse in 1879, and she was born in the free state of Massachusetts in 1845 after her parents moved from the slave state of North Carolina. She was the oldest of 3 children, and she became interested in nursing as a career when she was a teenager. She began working as an untrained practical nurse, but she soon found that she needed money, that she needed to make more money, which we all can relate to, right? And it was then that she began working at the New England Hospital for Women and Children in Roxbury, Massachusetts. So this week's shout-out goes to our first African-American nurse for African-American History Month, Miss Mary Eliza Mahoney. So we know that we have a lot of famous African-Americans who have paved the way for a lot of us, and so we would be remiss if we didn't mention them. Now on to the stress tip of the week. Our stress tip for this week is help others. That's right, do something kind for someone else. And you're probably saying, how in the world is that going to relieve any of my stress? Well, since we all have stress, we all need relief. I'm sure you all can agree. So kind deeds and actions, when you're helping others, what you're doing for that short moment is you're taking your mind off of whatever is going on in your own world, whatever stresses that you have going on, and you feel good when you're helping someone else. Whether you realize immediately or not, you're releasing those feel-good hormones, those endorphins, when you help someone else. When you help to relieve the stress of someone else, you're actually relieving the stress of yourself. So some suggestions, the ways you could do something kind for someone else. You could maybe call someone you haven't talked to in a while. I know we have friends, but, sometimes we get so busy. We're all busy every day, all day. So Call someone you haven't talked to for a while. Just hearing your voice and catching up with an old friend, someone you haven't talked to in a long time, it'll actually make you forget about the things that maybe went on in your day that weren't the way that you had planned them. And it'll actually maybe give you some laughter for your day, because I'm sure if you're catching up with an old friend, there's going to be something that you missed in their life and vice versa, so you're going to get a quick laugh in. So that's one way that you can help someone else or do something kind for someone else. Just give them a phone call. Tell them you're thinking about them. Tell them that you care. Another way, buy somebody flowers. Just grab some flowers for somebody. You can just send them flowers randomly. That always cheers someone up. You can always take someone to dinner or buy somebody lunch. You can buy a random stranger lunch if you want. If you're in a restaurant and you're buying yourself something, it doesn't have to be expensive, because we don't want you to go into any financial strain or have any financial stresses. But just, can you imagine how the person behind you would feel if they say the lady ahead of you or the gentleman ahead of you just paid for your lunch? You have this much that you can spend. Wow, that will put a smile on somebody's face, and it'll also make you feel good that you did something to help someone else. I know a lot of people that can relate to this next one. You could offer to babysit. Oh, my goodness, how many people would love to just have a day without their kids or a couple hours without their kids? Offer to babysit for someone. That's another way that you could do something kind for someone else. So those are just a couple of suggestions. So for the week, again, do something kind for someone else. If you just pick one thing each day to do kind for someone else, can you imagine how much stress you're going to relieve of your own, and you're going to relieve some stress for some other folks as well. So the stress tip all week that we want to work on is do something kind for someone else. Now, last week we talked about stress management, and we talked about just ways to relieve stress. And I'm sure that our guests this evening are going to give us some amazing, amazing ways that we can reduce some stress as well. Make sure, if you have a question or a comment throughout the show, feel free to just press 1. What that's going to do is have you queued into the host queue, and then we can get you on to ask our guests questions or even comment. If you're in agreement with what they're saying, or you just want to give them kudos for what they're doing, we would love to have your input. We would love to have you talk to our guests. So make sure you just press the 1 at any time throughout the show. Again, if you're just tuning in to tonight's show, this is Stress Less Radio with Chere Cofield, the stress manager. And tonight's show, we have 2 dynamic guests that we're going to talk to. Miss Cailah Brock, she's a health coach. She's an author, model, speaker, certified health coach, strength and conditioning specialist, and she's a personal trainer through both the American Council on Exercise and the National Strength and Conditioning Association. Cailah recently published a book on health, fitness, and weight loss entitled Design Your Body, Your Guide to Cutting Through the Fat. And she travels through the country speaking on health, fitness, and wellness. And as I mentioned before, she is actually going to be at our 5th annual Let's Get Serious Health, Wellness, and Fitness Expo coming up on Saturday, April. So we'd like to bring Cailah on the show at this time. Welcome, Cailah. How are you?
Doing wonderful. How are you doing?
I am great. I am less stressed because this is an hour for all of us to just relax, get rejuvenated, and get educated. And I am so looking forward to hearing what you have to pour into our guest list today. Tell us a little bit more about yourself that maybe I didn't mention.
Oh, man. Well, I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. Came out here to Maryland about almost 3 years ago now. I've been working professionally as a personal trainer and in general in the health field since 2006. I just love helping people. That's my main goal is to I want people to leave from me being touched and being helped in a different way than what they came into me. So that's just a little tiny bit about me.
Yeah. And what made you start to delve into the health and wellness industry?
Oh, man. When I was young, I was a younger child, I was a big girl. I was always athletic. I was always active, but I was always, the round one of the bunch. And I remember in 7th and 8th grade, again, always active, I was playing basketball. And my basketball coach, he would say, he'd call me Meatball. He'd always say, "Hey, Meatball, go get there, Meatball." And he would and he would charge me against, the other girl's largest person, size-wise as well as height-wise. And I never took it as a negative. I always took it as a challenge. Like, I'm strong, I can do this, I can do that. And then when I noticed that, I went to high school, and after basketball season, I ended up running track, again, in Cincinnati, Ohio. And I noticed that after the first track season, I entered at 160 pounds, about 5'2", as a freshman in high school, and I left track season at 130. And it was, really weird for me. Clothes stopped fitting and everything. And the following year, I came back and I noticed my coach did the same exact thing. I came into track season off of basketball season at about 160, and I left at, again, the same thing as 130. And so that really got my mind thinking, like, Coach, what are you doing? Like, what's going on in my body? I began to study under him about how to change the body. If I press this button, this will happen. If I do this, this will happen. Because he was training us for performance, and the things that he was doing, we saw direct results. And that's what kind of got me really interested in designing the body. And from there, I went to University of Dayton in Dayton, Ohio. Got my undergrad in exercise science and fitness management. And then I went on to Ohio University, and I got my master's in coaching education and exercise physiology. I started my business, the Rock Solid Fitness, Performance Training, and Wellness Consulting, back in 2006 as well. So that's kind of how I got started onto this field.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you're well versed in this field. So we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty now. Tell us your typical day as far as your workouts. Tell us what you do to stay fit, because she's fit, guys. If you haven't met Cailah, make sure you look her up on Facebook. Cailah, what's your Facebook so everybody can friend you and look you up?
My Facebook is Cailah Health Coach Brock. Pretty much everything I have is Cailah, which is Cailah, Health Coach Brock. That's Facebook, that's Instagram, my personal website, CailahHealthCoachBrock.com, and on Twitter you guys can find me at Coach Cailah.
All right. So if you haven't seen her, she's fit. I mean, she's in shape. So tell everyone what do you do to stay in shape? Because it's hard. Like, I like to eat. I love food. And so I love food. I do. And because I'm so busy, it's hard for me to keep my regimen all the time to work out. Like, when I work out hard. Mm-hmm. But it's hard to stick with it because I'm so busy. Talk to the listeners and pour into them. Let them know what they can do in order to stay fit and still enjoy the good food that they like.
So food is good. I love food. Every time I go home, I will go home and cook. Every time I go back to the family, it's all about food. So food isn't the enemy. It's our minds that are the enemy. It's what are we willing to do. There's nothing wrong with cheesecake. It's just how much you're going to take.
Right.
But when it comes to the workouts, just like you, I go hard. I'm huge into lifting. Again, I ran track in college. That's how I was blessed to pay majority of my way through school, was through a track and field scholarship. And through that, I was a sprinter. So I don't like running. I absolutely hate it. In my book, Design Your Body, Your Guide to Cutting Through the Fat, I talk about how I hate running. I still do to this day. But right. I do understand that, running is one of the best cardiovascular exercises that you can do. And so I may not run mileage, but I sure will get out there and do a track workout. I liked how my body looked in college, and I want to maintain that. So if you want to have the body of an athlete, you've got to work out like one.
That's true. That is so true. Now, what do you eat? What do you eat? Now, I hear you saying, you can eat the cheesecake. Okay, if I take one bite, that is not enough for me. And that is not enough for most people. So I know you can't eat the whole pie. I know you can't eat the whole half a cheesecake. I mean, what do you do to maintain that portion control? Tell us what you do.
So the biggest thing is that as long as you can understand that there is a relationship between calories in and calories out, then you'll be fine. Mm-hmm. The number of calories that you take in should equal the number of calories that you either take out through your diet or you don't take in, or that you exercise. If that number of calories that you intake is greater than what you burn, then you're putting yourself in a position to gain weight. Some want to gain muscle mass, okay, great. What if you're just eating and you're just gaining fat mass? Now, if you're looking to lose weight, the calories that you take in, if they are less than the calories that you burn, then you're putting yourself in a caloric deficit, therefore you'll lose weight. But you've got to do it in a healthy manner. So when it comes to food, again, it's all about your macronutrients, like how much sugar are you getting, again, which translates into carbs and glucose, how much protein, how much fat. So it's all about the relationships between those three macronutrients. And again, it's you can eat what you will. I'm not going to tell you don't eat meat because I'm sure going to go home and eat some chicken after my workout today. But again, it's about if you're going to put it in your mouth and you want to maintain where you are or you want to lose, you have to step up your workout. You've got to go hard in the weight room and also, running, cardio, swimming, jumping jacks, whatever you want. Whatever you do, your intensity has to match your plate. Like I always tell my clients that the intensity of your workouts has to match your plate.
So you have to work out just as hard as you work that arm to get the food up to your mouth. You're going to have to work just as hard to get it off your body. You heard her.
As good as it was, you still got to work it out.
You're going to have to work it out. Just like you wolfing that food down with that right or left hand, whichever one you eat with, you're going to have to work out just as hard to get it off.
Absolutely.
Listen, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, I want you to talk to the listeners about how important it is to drink water. How important is water in your diet? And also, we want to talk to you about ways that you reduce your stress and relax and rejuvenate your mind. So don't go anywhere, everyone. You're tuned in to Stress Less Radio with Chere Cofield, the stress manager. When we come back, we're going to have more with Cailah Brock telling us how to stay fit, how to keep our sexy going, even when you're 40 and over. We'll be right back.
This is Caprice Smith, your uncuffed living expert. I want to take a moment and speak to my women entrepreneurs. If you have your own business card in the name of your business, but you struggle when someone asks what it is you do, that is a problem. If you are not making money that's going to build your legacy and sustain your family, that is a problem. I invite you to hop on over to capricesmith.com, join my free newsletter, and while you're there, schedule your strategy session. I want to help you uncover some things that you should already know. I spent 20 years perfecting my craft, and I'm willing to share all of what I know with you today. If you're not living uncuffed, you're just not living. And if you're cuffed in your business, your clients will know that and they won't invest in you. So let's connect. Until next time, have an awesome day.
Hi, this is Benita with Off the Vine. Join us on Fridays at 3 o'clock for Fun Talk About Wine. This season, I'm going to put this little sommelier certification to work as we expand the conversation to talk about beer and spirits too. Meet more exciting special guests, and you never know just who may show up at the studio. Off the Vine with Benita on the May We Help You Radio Network, giving you something to whine about.
If you're the parent of a child with behavioral challenges that has been suspended, expelled, or just not able to make it in a traditional school setting, there is an alternative. Call the Metropolitan Day School today. Licensed and accredited grades K through 12. Call 804-321-2595. Financial assistance and after-school programs are available. Let's turn this school year around right now at the Metropolitan Day School where Eagles soar. Call Ms. Thomas today. 804-321-2595.
Are you frustrated, disappointed, discouraged with your life? Are you angry with God? What's holding you back from fulfilling your purpose? Are you struggling as a leader in ministry? Do you believe you have an end-time calling? If you answered yes to any of these questions, tune in to The Waymakers on MWHY Radio Network every other Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are here to support you. Join us to get the answers that will prepare the way of the Lord in your life.
All right, we are back, and you're tuned in to Stress Less Radio with Chere Cofield, the stress manager. And before our commercial break, if you're just tuning in, we are talking to Cailah, the health coach Brock, about weight loss and how to stay fit and stay sexy. And even if you're in your 30s and your 40s, it's still possible it's still possible to stay active. It's still possible to stay fit. So, Cailah, tell us, we were going to talk about how important it is to incorporate water in your diet. Talk to the listeners about that.
Water is extremely important. In grade school, everybody has heard that water makes up, around 75% of what your body is. And if we don't intake the water, a lot of times our nutrients, they can't be absorbed into the body because we don't have enough of a transition or a transit system in our blood. One thing I always incorporate and try and suggest to my clients is that when you wake up in the morning, get a glass of water. First thing you do, roll out of bed, hop to the kitchen, just get a glass of water, squeeze a lemon if you want to. But what that does is it's like throwing water on your face in the morning. It wakes your body up. Think about it. You've been sleeping for 6 to 8, 10 hours, and your body has become sluggish. You've got some nutrients that, aren't getting around through your entire bloodstream and getting to your body. And what that water does is that it increases your total blood volume, and it allows more nutrients to get to your brain, to your organs, to your muscles. It literally wakes up your insides, just like, brushing your teeth or washing your face would wake up your senses on the outside. Water is, when it comes to dehydration, it's actually dangerous. I still train athletes as well as our general health seekers, and especially with my athletes, they have to stay hydrated because you look at some performance decreases. And even as a general health goer, if anyone has ever been exercising but they don't take in a lot of water and they haven't seen the changes that they want, if you know your nutrition is okay, but if you're not seeing changes, check your water intake. A lot of time, dehydration can, again, cause some performance enhancement deficits. So check your water intake because, again, our body is made out majority of water. So keep it in your system. Right. Keep your body fresh. Keep your skin clear. And also keep your head level. Sometimes water will take out some of your headaches and some other unnecessary pains as well.
Well, we have one listener that inboxed me on Facebook and said, "Thanks, Cailah. I just drank 18 ounces."
Awesome.
So they are listening to you already. You're already having an effect on our listeners. I'm not going to tell you who that is.
Who it was? Oh, good.
That's listening in. But they said, "Thanks, Cailah. I just drank 18 ounces." So
and one thing for water is you want to take in about half of your body weight in ounces.
Right. Yeah.
So that
if you notice, especially in the wintertime, you want to drink even more water because your skin is your largest organ. So if you're noticing you have really dry skin, it's not that you're just born ashy. No, that's not it. You need to increase your water intake. Right? You weren't born ashy. You were not. I don't care what anybody told you.
Right.
So drink more water. The heat the dry air and the heat, it tends to dry you out a little quicker, so you have to replenish. You're getting dehydrated quicker, and so it's not that you need to buy more lotion or oil. Just drink some more water. It definitely will help. You'll see a difference in your skin, and that is so true, and that also helps with your weight loss. It actually fills you up a little bit quicker, so you're not eating as much.
It does.
That's what I've noticed. It'll fill me up a little bit. So if I drink water before my meal, then I tend to eat a smaller portion, which is, like you said before, that helps with your weight control goals, is to eat less calories or whatever. So
water
definitely
also keeps you regular too.
Oh yes, that is true. yes. Because that stuff weighs a lot. So if you're stepping on the scale and you are finding that you weigh more, 5 pounds more than what you did yesterday, you might need to use the bathroom. So again, water. Just like plants need water, so do humans.
Absolutely.
So Cailah, tell us 3 ways that you de-stress, rejuvenate your mind. Give our listeners 3 key ways that you do that.
The first thing is, though probably stereotypical of myself, is workout.
All right.
I've got to work out, even when I'm not training. So when I exercise, I train for a purpose. So like right now, I'm in the process of preparing for an exercise video that I will be recording and, be for sale and all that. So stay tuned to Design Your Body and myself, Cailah Health Coach Brock. So right now I'm training 6 to 7 days a week for the video. So I want my body to be in shape, I want my body to look right, all that good stuff. Because you got to look at me, you got to have something to look at, But,
exactly.
But when I'm not training, I'm actually exercising about 2 or 3 days a week just to maintain. But again, when it comes to my stress levels, I like to throw stuff around. And the best way for me to throw stuff around without getting in trouble is going into the weight room. I love getting my Olympic lifts in, you know, my heavy squats, my cleans and all that, your athletic type of weight training. But for me, that's huge because it allows me to get my frustrations out because I can yell and I can be angry and I can have my headphones on and throw my hair and look crazy if I want to, but that's my area. Exactly. That is my zone. You know, somebody else might look at me funny, but that's my zone. I'm okay with that.
Exactly. So the first way is exercising and working out. What's the second way?
The second way is I enjoy cooking.
Okay.
I absolutely enjoy cooking. When I was growing up, I didn't know there's such thing as people not knowing how to cook. I didn't understand that. I was like, well, how do you eat?
Right.
You know, my mom, my dad did a wonderful job in raising us. But when it comes to food, like there's something about sitting down and having a meal, and a full meal, not just I'm stopping here, I'm eating in the car, or I'm having a smoothie here, and you know, I'm doing this type of supplement. No, like there's something about creating a masterpiece, you know, something that you've thrown together, that you have planned out either way, and sitting down and just taking the time and pretty much being sensual. You know, you're tasting what you've made. You're tasting the nutrients in the food. You're tasting what it is, and the textures and the smells and the flavors. All of that to me, like that helps me take my mind off of the crazy day and dealing with clients, with people, with speaking engagements, all of that stuff. So yeah, the second way is, again, I enjoy cooking and I also enjoy eating. But yeah, food for me is awesome. And the third thing that I enjoy incorporating with 1 and 2 is my support system, my friends and family. I love sitting down with them and just talking. Over the phone is okay when you can, but, you know, if I can get, you know, a friend, family in person, for me that is just a absolute breath of fresh air. You know, you can feed off of that person, they can feed off of you. So having someone in your life that you can love on, that they can love on you, that you can share things with, for me, that is a huge stress reliever. I actually have one of my friends coming over, and we're going to work out, and then we're going to sit down and eat. So I'm going to hit all 3 of my stress areas, and I'm pretty excited about it because I need that right about now.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. Tell everyone, first of all, tell everyone what else you have going on and what you're going to bring to the 5th annual Let's Get Serious Health, Wellness, Fitness Expo, and then tell everyone how they can stay in contact with you.
Absolutely. So again, my name is Cailah Health Coach Brock. I am CEO and co-founder of a business called The Rock Solid Fitness, Performance Training and Wellness Consulting, and that is hosted out here in Baltimore, Maryland, so I'm in the DMV area, as well as my business partner, R.D. Caldwell Jr. He is in the Dayton, Ohio area, so we function as a unit, again, Baltimore and Dayton, Ohio. And what we're doing is we've been, again, traveling and speaking. R.D. does a lot when it comes to prison ministries and speaking. He's been on TBN. He's a natural professional IFBB pro bodybuilder, so he does an amazing job there. And myself, again, I'm preparing for recording an exercise video when it comes to just your 30-minute workout that you can get in 3 to 4 times a week and help get that weight off. Outside of the video, you know, you've got my book. It's called Design Your Body, Your Guide to Cutting to the Fat. Definitely take time to pick it up. By Black, I support. You can hit it on Amazon, Google, Barnes & Noble, anything. But I prefer, if you want it signed, then you can go to my personal website, which is CailahHealthCoachBrock.com. If you go to CailahHealthCoachBrock.com and order from there, I will sign it and ship it to you myself. Now, when it comes to the April 4th event, the Let's Get Serious, I'm super excited. I'm bringing my team out. I'm bringing some big guns in, and we'll be doing free fitness assessments for the population that's able to come and sign up. Now, this is body composition. This is consultations. We'll do some fitness testing and some fitness challenges there. So you're going to get some $80 worth of product for free if you just come out, you know, sign up and you visit us and say, hey, so we just want to support you, Chere, and we want to support you. We want to enjoy each other. So I'm really excited. My team is really excited about the Let's Get Serious Fitness Expo coming up April 4th.
Yeah, and let me tell you, everybody, I mean, that's in your budget. She said free. That's in
free
your budget.
Is in the budget.
It is definitely in the budget. So make sure you come out, find out where you are, and then Cailah can help you and tell you how to get to where you want to be. So make sure you come out, visit her booth at the Let's Get Serious, the 5th annual Let's Get Serious Health, Wellness, Fitness Expo. Make sure you register for that expo at letsgetserious2015.eventbrite.com. Cailah, tell everyone again how they can reach you, stay connected with you through social media and all before we move on to our next guest.
Guys, you can stay connected with me on everything as Cailah Health Coach Brock, and Cailah is Cailah, Health Coach Brock. Find me on Instagram, Facebook. My Twitter is Coach Cailah. I'm also on LinkedIn as Cailah Health Coach Brock. And also, I send out a monthly newsletter on health and fitness. If anyone is interested in signing up, you can check out my business website, which is www.therocksolidfitness.com/newsletter. Sign up. I do not inundate you with emails because I don't have time to write them, but you will get a monthly email with an attachment as a PDF file for, again, our monthly newsletter.
Yes, and her newsletters are very, very informative. I receive her newsletters, and they are very informative, so make sure you sign up. Well, thank you so much for pouring into the audience this evening. We're going to make sure we get the link up for you so that you can share it with everyone, and if anyone missed the show tonight, they can still tune in and get this wealthy information that you shared with us. So
awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Had a great time.
You're welcome. You can either stay on the show or feel free to go on. I know you have to eat. She said she has to eat, y'all. So.
We got to stay on our schedule.
Thank you so much. That's right. Stay on your schedule. Have a great evening, Cailah.
All right, you too.
All righty. Again, if anyone's just tuned in, you're listening to Stress Less Radio with Chere Cofield, your stress manager, right here on May We Help You Radio Network. Now, my next guest that we're going to have after we do a short commercial break is going to be Delayna K. Watkins. I mean, this chick is bad, okay? So I'm not just saying it just because I know her, but she is serious about health, wellness, total woman wellness. So we call her as she's fondly known as the stiletto-wearing healthy lifestylist. And she enjoys working out with women to empower them about health and fitness, and also, she has, since overcoming stress-induced irritable bowel syndrome while looking healthy, her platform encourages women to see beyond the physical appearance. She utilizes her experience as a nurse to support women on their healthy journey. She is the author and co-author of several books, and she hosts a weekly radio show right here on May We Help You Radio Network to share her message of total wellness. And when she's not walking and talking the healthy journey, she enjoys spending time with her family and dancing with her girlfriends. And I'm proud to be one of those girlfriends that she dances with. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. But when we come back, we're going to talk to Delayna K. Watkins, and we're going to find out about how she overcame that stress-induced IBS. There's a lot of people walking around with stomach problems, and they're not quite sure why, and it could be stress. And also, Delayna talks a lot about heart health. So we'll get her to tell us a little bit about heart health as well, especially since February was Heart Health Month and everybody was talking about going red. We'll get a nurse, and Delayna and I are going to chat it up in a little bit. But just to recap just for a moment, don't forget the relaxation destination for this week is Puerto Rico, where their weather is 80 lovely degrees, and we would love to trade places here in the DMV with them. And also, the stress less tip of the week is to do something kind for someone else. Help somebody else, because while you're helping them, not only does it make you feel good, but it also takes your mind off of the worries and the weights that you may have going on in your own life. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And again, you're tuned into Stress Less Radio with Chere Cofield, the Stress Manager, on May We Help You Radio Network.
To all of my female entrepreneurs, it's time to expand your region and business profits. Are you networking in the same locale and doing the same guest list over and over? Do you find your colleagues are referring new business and its clients that you already have in your portfolio? Are you industry stagnant? And are your social groups and events filled with the same people? If you answer yes to just one of these questions, it's time to expand and
Incarceration doesn't just affect the one behind bars. It affects everyone. Here's your chance to let others know that being locked up leaves others locked down on the outside, hurting emotionally, economically, and spiritually. We want to know how you feel. Go to www.lovelockdownseries.com and make your creative voice heard. lovelockdownseries.com. We are listening.
Hi, my name is Letitia M., owner of May We Help You Network. I want to thank you for joining us and enjoying our hosts here on MWHY Radio Network. Please visit us online at mwhyradio.com and like us on facebook.com/MWHY Radio. Tune in to learn more about our hosts and upcoming contests and our TV programming that'll be coming to you soon. MWHY Radio, bringing together business, community, and you.
I'm going live here.
All right, you're tuned in to Stress Less Radio with Chere Cofield, your stress manager. And again, as I promised you, we were going to have a dynamic show today all about total wellness, fitness. Our first guest, Cailah, the health coach Brock, she really poured into all of our listeners. I hope you really enjoyed the tips that she gave about drinking water and portion control and exercising, and even cooking can be a form of stress, less stress. But my next guest, Ms. Delayna K. Watkins, as we just mentioned prior to the commercial break, she's known as the stiletto-wearing healthy lifestylist. And she enjoys working with women to help empower them about health and fitness. Hey, Delayna, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Chere?
Girl, I am doing great. Now, listen, you know that this is going to be, a great last 20 minutes of the show because you're my fellow nurse sister. We are girlfriends, and we try to stay healthy, and we stay active. We are so busy running our businesses, raising our families, doing so much. Tell everyone, how in the world do you stress less?
Woo! You know what? It's so funny because I was looking at it. I said, I know she's going to ask me something about how do I stress less with doing all that.
Yes.
But honestly, Cailah hit the nail on the head when she said, I love to work out. And all of my workouts do not take place in a gym. My workout could be me doing hula hoop. I will stress less by grabbing my little pink hula hoop and just getting it in, putting on a song and just going for it. That to me is how one way that I use to de-stress because I'm enjoying myself. I'm forgetting all about the cares of the world. My house could be a mess. Things could be junky. I could have a deadline going on. But all I'm worrying about is keeping that hula hoop going around my hips and moving it. So that's one way that I stress less is I truly just kind of go all in and, make it less about fun and internalize it and, kind of get fitness in at the same time.
Yeah, and it's fun, too. So, especially when you have the music going, you're taking yourself on a mental, you're changing your thought process because you're too focused on making sure that hula hoop doesn't fall to the ground. So that's a good point. I like that.
You got
but
it.
I'm not good at hula hooping, Delayna. I'm not good at that.
You will be, so that would be your goal. You could become like, how long can I keep this thing up without it going down around my ankles?
2 seconds. 2 seconds. That's my record.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, we're going to have to work on that.
We got to work on that. Yeah, we got to work on that. They embarrassed me last year at the Let's Get Serious Expo. I couldn't get the hula hoop to stay around. And I got enough hips that I should have been able to keep it around. It didn't work.
Exactly. Yeah, we got to work on that.
Yes. What's the second way that you manage your stress? We're going to get you to give us 3 main ways that you manage your stress.
Okay. Sure. My second way is that I do the log off and unwind. Generally, at the end of, I log off. And by log off, I mean no social media. I just kind of unplug from it all. So I log off and kind of, power down. And that's another way for me to de-stress because when you think about it, we get a lot of unsolicited stress from social media. And by that, I mean just scrolling through your timeline, you could see different things that, this one passed away, this accident happened, so-and-so, experienced this or this happened or this person just got diagnosed with that, or whatever the case may be. I don't know. And sometimes there are happy things that are shared as well. But that is what I call unsolicited stress, oftentimes that really has nothing to do with you, that while you're logging into social media, that sort of just invites itself into your life. So I log off, honestly. I do. I will log off.
I love it.
And yes, and that's like, a way for me to automatically just go from 10 to 0 just by just logging off for a few hours, sometimes for a day at a time. I notice, really helps me with stressing less. So that's the second way. And then the last
plus all
way
of that staring at the computer is not good for your eyes anyway.
Right, exactly. Yep. So that's another typical way in which we decrease our stress, in our environment, for looking at that. And then lastly, my third way is I'm all about being a girly girl, so I pamper myself. So although, I do the exercise thing, pull the ponytail up, sweat and do all that, I'm still a girly girl. So I will do the whole pamper thing, Sometimes I'll do it in segments where it's just, I will get the nails and the feet done, and then tomorrow it may be the hair and the face, the eyebrows and that whole deal. So that's my third way to de-stress, is to just internalize or make myself feel good by becoming a girly girl. Nothing matters, all except me being cute at the end of the session and feeling good, during that time. So those are three ways I like to stress.
All right. They are some really good ways. I'm going to repeat them one more time just in case somebody missed them and they're taking notes, because we have note takers that listen to the show. So Delayna manage your stress by exercising anywhere. You can grab a hula hoop. That's what I put down now in my notes. Log off and unwind. No social media. Unplug from the world. Power down. And then last but not least, pamper yourself. And one way you can pamper yourself is by tuning in to Stress Less Radio every Tuesday at 6 p.m., 6 to 7. And you have a whole hour just all about you to relax, rejuvenate, and unwind. And then on top of it, you're getting educated. How about that?
Absolutely. And today we're coming to you live from, I hear, Puerto Rico, right? We're 80-degree weather, 7 mile per hour winds. So absolutely, I am with my pampered body on the beach at Puerto Rico. Hello.
Yes, I love it. Creative visualization. We can be anywhere we want to be for this whole week, whenever you're ready. But right now, for this show, for today, for the hour, we are in Puerto Rico, honey. It is feeling so good.
We are in Puerto Rico.
Yes, I have my shades on right now, and I have my glass of wine.
Yes,
so Delayna,
absolutely.
Go ahead. What were you saying?
I would say yes, and we're on the beach, the sand between my toes, all that good stuff with the shades on, my little hat to block the sun.
Yes, and Winston is on the way with a drink, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah, I forgot all about Winston, girl. Yes, Winston's on his way.
Yes. Now, Delayna, February is Heart Health Awareness Month. So can you just give us a couple ways to maintain a healthy heart? Being a nurse and all, I know that we see the end result of people not managing their stress, people not going to the doctors, people not doing the things that are going to, aid to them having a healthy heart and being around for a long time. What would you say are some ways that people can start to pay more attention to their health?
Absolutely. Well, number one, I think stress, and as you know, stress is a silent killer. Oftentimes, regardless of what symptoms they may present with, usually at the core of that, stress is the precipitator for that. So managing your stress is so very important. I know we kind of put it in a fun atmosphere for you to talk about stress and giving you tips on stressing less. But honestly, let me just share with you the 3 Bs. And stress can affect the 3 Bs that I'm going to share, and that is your blood pressure, your blood glucose, and your BMI. All of those things in some way, shape, or form can always kind of point back to stress. It's like one big cycle, one big wheel. So when you think of it at the core of it, even if you are a diabetic, your blood sugar level can be under control if you're not stressed, because when you're stressed, you don't manage your healthy options well. You're not eating effectively. And so there you go with your elevated blood sugar. Your blood pressure. When we're stressed, the first thing we do is what? We have our heart rate goes up, stress level increases, your blood pressure goes up, your heart's working harder. Then your BMI. That's relative to both of those things, which is your body mass index, and that's relative to, again, you being under stress and then not making healthy choices once again. So all of those things are related to stress, and they give us a great picture of how well your heart is doing. So when you think about it, Chere, tell them, you really have to look at stress as being more than just an incident. Stress is one of those things that can kind of carry over from Monday into Friday. And if you're not managing it somewhere between Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you can have a heart attack. So
exactly.
That's why stress is so important. Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely have to manage our stress. We were talking a couple of weeks ago when I had Cheryl Wood on the show. We were talking about going in the closet. Everybody's talking about coming out of the closet. I said, some people need to go in the closet and just chill out for a minute. Chill out for a minute and gather your thoughts. I mean, find your own space. We're running from one thing to the next, and we don't give ourselves a chance to transition over to the next role that we're about to play. So we definitely have to make sure that we are taking time out just to go sit in that closet and not rush around so much. And it's easier said than done because we know we have things that we must get done. But you know what? If you're in the hospital or you are just you're just laid up because you're sick because your stress is taking over, guess what? How beneficial are you going to be to anyone at that? But
absolutely.
Hey, we have someone tuning into the. We have somebody tuning in, and they said that we're rocking this episode. And Letitia McDougal, our network owner, she said to tell everyone hello. She said give everybody a shout out. May We Help You Radio Network. She said make sure you guys keep tuning in and make sure you follow us on Spreaker. Listen,
yes.
Spreaker is really, really great, isn't it, Delayna? It's better than Blog Talk Radio.
It is.
Like, it's the bomb.
Mm-hmm.
So I think everybody should follow May We Help You Radio Network, MWHY.com. Make sure you look us up, follow us on Spreaker, and continue to help our network to grow. We have some dynamic hosts on the show, and so we want you guys to tune in 7 days a week. We have some powerhouses on our network. So anyway, Delayna, back to you about the heart health. What else you got for us?
Sure. Well, I'm good with doing the threes, and I like to say things in such a way that people can remember them. So there are three things that I want you to do, and that is to prioritize, personalize, and pass it by. So let me break it down for you. So when you prioritize, you're able to kind of come up with a format where your day, your week, your month even makes sense to you. And so when you prioritize, Chere mentioned Cheryl Wood, her sister, and there was something that she said probably 2 years ago that helped me with prioritizing, and that is do, delegate, and delete. You can either do it yourself, delegate it to someone else, or delete it altogether. That will help you to become more familiarized with being able to prioritize effectively. So there's one thing to be able to prioritize, but what I mean is prioritize effectively so that at the end of the day, you're still not drained. You're still not, kind of using up all of your energy so that you're not able to get restful sleep. The second P was personalize it. Make it about you. Is what you're doing and what you're running after and what you're, really going forward after every day, is it really about you, or are you doing this so that someone else can benefit from it, or are you doing what others expect of you? Make sure that you're personalizing each and everything that you do, not to say to make it about you, that, life is all about you. What I mean by personalizing it is making certain that those goals and the things that you're doing is your choice, is what you're choosing to do. And then lastly, pass it by. There are some things that we say yes to, that we need to say no to, that we just collectively want to be busy and we're not being effective nor productive. So,
Delayna, I don't want to take it to church. I don't want to take it to church. I'm about to say, well.
I do. Yes, touch and agree.
We're about to do the well.
But it's the truth, though, Chere, because I see so many of our young, women and men who really are, just at, I don't even want to say worst shape ever. I'm talking about having a stroke at 33. That used to be thought of as an older person's, disease or illness. And it's because we're stressed out. Our lives are just always on fast pace. It's how much you're doing and how fast are you doing it. It's almost like each day we get up to see how much faster we can do it than we did yesterday, or how much more can we do than we did the day before. So I want us to just slow down and prioritize, personalize, and then pass it by. It's okay. Pass it by. Pass it to the next person. Maybe they need it. Maybe they can do it better. But don't feel as though you have to have all of that on your plate. So that's what I want you to do when you think about your heart health, is to think of those three things.
Wow, I'm loving it. I'm still loving number 3. Pass it by. Says
Testify.
no, what's that chapter I wrote in that book, Delayna? No is not a dirty word.
That's right. No is not a dirty word.
No is not a dirty word.
Right.
It's okay to say no sometimes.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm. It is okay to say no. Yes. We are coming down to our last 5 minutes of tonight's show, Stress Less Radio. If anyone has a question or comment for Delayna, feel free to just press 1, and you have a direct connect to her. She's not always easy to catch up with, so if you want to talk to her, now's your time to press 1 and
right.
ask
Now's
a question.
Your time.
Or say, now is your time. So.
Expo. I'm going to sit still long enough to be at the expo, even though I'll be running around. So I'm going to give you the 3 B's at the expo: your blood glucose, your blood pressure, and your BMI. So see me. If you don't know what your heart is like, how healthy your heart is, then come see me at the Let's Get Serious Expo. This is the 5th year. I've been there since the inception, and each year it just gets better and better, and we touch more and more people in the community. So like she said, it's in the budget because it's free. Come on out and get what both Cailah, the health coach, has to offer to find out where you are with your fitness level, because that's very important to determine how much activity you can handle for your target heart rate, which we call the THR. And then come on over and see me for your blood pressure, your blood glucose, and your BMI.
And let me tell you, Delayna has lines going around the corner for the wealth of information that she shares. And people want their blood pressure checked by Delayna. It's probably because she's so cute, too, y'all. And she's always shaking and stuff. They want to get over there, and, they be tearing the line up trying to get to her and stuff. But thank you so much, Delayna. Yeah, we should give it out. She has freebies over there.
Right.
Thank you so much for your time this evening.
Yes. I got to catch
thank you for believing in the mission of the Let's Get Serious Expo, because you have been there since the beginning. Yeah. So we definitely appreciate it. Tell everybody how to stay in contact with you, Delayna, and all your social media, all that good stuff. And you have an event coming up soon, don't you?
I do. I have an event coming up in April that I'm the co-ambassador for, and it's the Stiletto Women's Business Owner Symposium. And it's a tour that actually the last stop was in Chicago, and the visionary, Kim Harris, is bringing the tour here to D.C. So look up Stiletto, WBODC.eventbrite.com. I would love to see you in the place. And no, you do not have to wear stilettos, but I would like for you to come. You can come in your pumps, your stumps, your flats, whatever, and just come and get what we have to offer you, because we're going to teach you how to learn, connect, and grow your business in a healthy way. So I look forward to that. That's April the 10th, so that'll be the week after the expo, after the Let's Get Serious Expo.
Awesome.
And you can connect with me and find out more information about that and other events and other things that I have coming up by following me on all social media platforms at Delayna K. Watkins. And thanks again, Chere.
Oh, you are so welcome. Thank you so much. To all the listeners, thank you again for tuning in every Tuesday at 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's your moment to just relax, rejuvenate, and get educated by wonderful, wonderful guests that we've been having each week on the show. And make sure you continue to tune in to May We Help You Radio Network every day of the week. We have some dynamic shows, some awesome hosts that have shows that really, really pour into everyone. Make sure there's another event that I forgot to mention earlier. Capri Smith, she is doing an Uncuffed Telesummit. So join the 24-hour Uncuffed Telesummit for women in business. It's for women in business at their startup level and those who wish to transition their existing business into profitable legacies with an easy-to-follow, guaranteed-to-work, step-by-step formula from leading experts. So you can visit Caprice at capricesmith.com if you want more information about that. Again, that's the 24-hour Uncuffed 24-hour Telesummit. And she's going to have people across the country, and it's going to be an amazing telesummit. So make sure you get more information at Caprice at capricesmith.com. Well, that's her. Yeah, capricesmith.com. I'm sorry, it's her website. And if you want to email her, it's caprice at capricesmith.com. Again, don't forget about the Let's Get Serious Health, Wellness, Fitness Expo, and continue to tune in every week at 6 p.m. on Stress Less Radio. I'm Chere Cofield, your host. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next week, stress less.